Welcome to the beautiful Pas de La Casa. Today we're going to be climbing on one of the hardest boulders in a country that you've probably never even heard of. Pas de La Casa is located in the microstate country of Andorra, nestled high in the Pyrenees Mountains between Spain and France. Andorra is famously known as being a tax-free place to buy cigarettes and alcohol, and of course it's beautiful skiing. Pas de La Casa is the village you can see down below, and of course, we've got the ski slopes also behind me. More recently, myself and a few local climbers have been opening a big bouldering area here located at 2,300 meters, making it a perfect spot for bouldering in the summer. As of filming of this video, we've got about 250 lines, with the first lines being located here around the lake, and the rest going as far as your eye can see in that giant sea of choss. Before I hop on my project, I'm going to show you guys a few of my favorite problems as a warm-up for bouldering. Let's get going. Yeah. Whew. El Chupacabra 6B Plus, such a classic. Probably one of the nicest problems in this grade range we have here in Pas de La Casa. Oh, and I also forgot to breathe while I was doing that, so I'm like super pumped. This is El Chameleon Tuerto 6C. A little bit crimpier, but great to get the fingers warm. Ooh, spooky little foot slip here. Ooh. Ah, good one. This is going to be the last problem I do as a warm-up for bouldering today. This is El Pichapins. It's a 7B. Well, it was originally opened as 7B. However, we found a new sequence that makes it a slight bit easier. We found a hold out here that somehow was missed when the problem was opened, and I would say it's more like a 7A, but here it is. It's a fun problem. Ow! Sloppy footwork, as you can see. After I did that, I just needed to bring my foot up and do a little match move, and then the problem was over. Oh shoot! Okay, warm up is hard today. Oh, now my butt's wet. There we go. So my 8B project that we're going to be trying today is actually just over there on La Ola boulder. It's probably like 100 meters walk, but all of this is a trough pit with huge holes. So it's going to be easier if I go all the way around back by the lake and then up the hill. We'll see you over there. Welcome to La Ola. In Spanish, La Ola means wave, which you're about to see as this rock is 40 degrees overhanging. Just in terms of the sheer concentration of hard boulders, here in La Ola is where we have the largest number of hard lines in Pas de La Casa. So let's do a little tour. Starting from the right-hand side of the boulder and going left, here we have a 7B, La Arista de la Ola. It's a sit start, and it goes up the arete, starting from the left hand and right hand undercling. We have Clan de los Charlines 7A plus, starting two hands on this edge, using this crimp and going out to that jug, 7B plus. Rompeolas, same start, right hand shoulder, Gaston move to the undercling is El Patriarca, 7B plus, 7C. Now, all three of these lines that I just said have a sit start version, which starts out here to the left, shoulder, and in. It adds three moves with really crappy feet, which I'll show you in a second. The one that I'm gonna be trying today, the potential 8B, the hardest boulder in Andorra. Same start, coming out, and then you flip your hand into this undercling, and then you work your way out. And here we are from the other side of La Ola. I think this camera angle really shows how steep this thing is. One of the nicest 6Cs in Pas de La Casa. Starts from these jugs, traverse out left. These are all really good holds. Make your way up and out. We have two more open projects. Paul Roca, a super strong Spanish climber, did a high start from here, and he went out right, and he's told me that he has done all of the moves to do a sit start. He thinks the stand start would be about an 8A plus, and the low start, well, of course, is going to be quite a bit more difficult. We also think it could be possible to follow up this crack seam and then jut out to the left through these kind of small crimps. Anytime that I'm bouldering at my limit and working a project, what I typically do to start off the session is I warm up all the moves that I think that could give me trouble. And that serves me two purposes. I know some people might argue that it, is a waste of energy. But for me, it gives me the opportunity to work some of that micro beta and maybe find some small details that I had missed in earlier sessions. And it just builds my confidence, and the more times that you do that move, the easier they get, the more ingrained into your muscle memory they are. So I think one of the red point cruxes of the whole problem is going to be doing the crux of the stand start. There are two betas. I'm kind of flipping back and forth between the two. So right now I'm going to try the one that I did the very first time I did the boulder a few years ago. It's kind of like a flying leg and then just a dead point. It's not too bad, but you got to believe that you're going to catch that hold. And if you don't go for it with everything you got, then it really hurts. Ooh, that felt good today. Yeah, so that's the stand start, 7A plus. Okay. There's some days when that feels pretty desperate, but since I did that first try pretty easy today, I think that's the beta we're gonna go with. The other beta would be starting with the same two holds, and then I can cross my foot out here and then get a right foot kind of, I guess it's not a flag, but just kind of getting some opposition on a small foothold out to the right, and then you can kind of static this move. You have to decide between the trade-off. Do you do the move that you spend less time on the rock, or do you do the move that's a little bit easier in terms of brute strength, but you're spending another 5 seconds holding on to small holds? Oh, that is so sharp. So I've moved on, and this for me is the crux of the whole boulder problem right now. Like I said before, if you start from here and then do those two moves and do what you saw me do before, that's a 7C plus. It's hard to grab this tiny crystal, and then after that, what's really hard is pulling your right foot out so you can flip your right hand over into the undercling. This thing is so small, so sharp, and extremely friction dependent. Earlier this summer, I was able to do a line called The Ring. It's an 8A plus. The difference between that boulder and here, what we have behind, what I think makes this thing so much harder is that the ring, well, there are two things. One, the name, The Ring, because it's like surrounded in this choss pit. So if you fall, you're just pinballing off the rocks, and I had some pretty gnarly falls on that one. The start of it's on good holds, but it's overhanging and extremely physical. And when you get to the top, you have the absolute crux of the boulder. Me being shorter, I wasn't able to use the original beta. I had to do a very tricky little heel hook, and the final move going out to the lip is difficult, not in terms of just like the brute strength you need, but because you have a rock that's right next to your left arm, and if you go like this, then you touch, you dab. So you have to have the power endurance to get up to that very last move and have the punch and the confidence that you're gonna do that move. Whereas here, you're on tiny, tiny holds, tiny, tiny feet, and there's just no moment when anything is absolutely easy and a given. Last move that I like to do for warm up, taped up the index just because this crystal is so sharp. Hopefully I can do it. Let's give it a try. Foot up, foot over, and do the hand flip. Oh, yeah, feeling confident today, man. I don't know how many sessions I put into this boulder, but somewhere in the 15, 20 day range. We're gonna take off the mic that I've got on here, put on the other mic, and give it a few tries and see if we have any luck today. Best try so far on this project. Oh, first go of the day. I think I'm probably gonna be nervous after this. Oh, welcome to the story of my life. I give an amazing first go of the day, and then I get really nervous because I know I can do it. My foot popped at the last minute. I was going for the little crystal. You're sitting there thinking that those hands are bad, the feet are absolutely worse. That's really where the difficulty of this boulder comes in. The crux comes off of this little jib right here, and what I try to do is get as much rubber as I can and basically use it as you would use a hold on a friction dependent slab. To get your foot up to that, this is what the foothold that I use. Basically just nothing. No! Wow, it's getting close, man. Fifth go of the day, and I felt super solid again. We're gonna call it for today, just because I think mentally I don't think I can give another good try. Skin's starting to hurt, feet are starting to hurt. Good session. I think it's pretty close. my gosh. I can't believe it. I really needed that.